bring democracy, and then we will have peace. You got to open up your cheek, see what's happening, and don't leave it up to me, and then we will have peace. So if you're working all the time at a no-soul serving lie, if you're feeding like a fly, or just wanna see more than blind, believe me when I say that the rainbow's more than gray. It's all red and green and blue and glorious gold, and it teeters and tips at the brink of your fingertips. You can have it the moment you grab it. Now listen, and this is how I say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Fight the powers that be for equality. Bring democracy, starting at home, America, and then we will have peace. You got to set out in the streets, make happen what you speak, but always peacefully, and then we will have peace. You got to fight, 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 you got to fight.
So now we have Bonnie who will sing a poem to you, and after that we do a proper Your Labistani again. Bonnie.
Turn to the people around you and thank them for coming out tonight. Look around you and thank everybody that's sitting next to you, because each and every one of you have made a difference tonight. It's very difficult to be a young person in Iran right now and seeing how the world has come to support them and be behind them. Every single one of you that are here tonight is contributing to the fact that will propel them even further to continue in their fight for democracy. So thank you. Just give yourself a hand right now. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment of silence for the people, the young people, and all the people that have died for this cause. If we could take a moment of silence.
And they're willing to risk their lives to defend the last remaining role of people in Iranian political structure. Let me start with anecdotal evidence about election fraud, which I learned in my father's home village, Narajabad, which happens to be my last name too. Narajabad is a mid-sized village with about 1,200 eligible voters in northwest part of Iran, which was a stronghold for Mousavi. 2 weeks before the election, officials distributed about $50 per person among poor villagers and promised to make this payment every month if Ahmadinejad gets elected. A false promise without budgetary backing. Some villagers bought into this false promise, and being a relatively small village, people knew each other intimately. The expected election outcome was a narrow win for Mousavi by 700 votes against 500 votes for Ahmadinejad. But when ballots were counted on June 12th, the election night, in Narajabad, in a village with 1,200 eligible voters, there were 1,600 casted ballots, allegedly casted ballots, and surprisingly, Ahmadinejad won by 900 votes against 700 votes for Mousavi. This kind of anecdotal hard evidence for ballot stuffing is also consistent with statistical analysis of the official results as well. For example, Professor Meebane's work on Iranian election fraud has also documented statistically significant negative correlation between percentage of Ahmadinejad's votes and invalid ballot cassettes. In another word, when they stuffed with Ahmadinejad's name, they forgot to add the right proportion of invalid or void ballots. Now, the question is, why did the regime orchestrate such an obvious fraud? The answer is in the political philosophy of Vilayat Mutlaqe Faqih, which does not seek for legitimacy of the state in people's support. But rather, Khamenei, who is the current Wali Faqih, has showed his iron fist Iranian people to belittle their role, their last remaining role in political structure of Iran. And of course, majority of Iranian people have not given up their rights. I should emphasize that although there might be some decline in the number of demonstrations by people of Iran in the recent days, people of Iran, even the most religious masses, have not given up, and they refuse to yield their power, because in any republic, even in Islamic republic, people would not give up their right to govern themselves, to dictatorship of Wali Faqih. And we all stand united with people of Iran in their defense of their rights. Thank you.